What if I told you that the secrets to modern financial success weren't cooked up on Wall Street, but were actually perfected thousands of years ago in the ancient city of Babylon? Today, we're going to dive into some of the most powerful and enduring financial wisdom ever recorded.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. Babylon. It had no gold mines, no huge forests, it wasn't even on a major trade route. So how on earth did a city with seemingly nothing become legendary for its riches? Well, that's the big mystery we're unpacking today.
And here's the kicker. The secret wasn't luck, and it wasn't resources. The Babylonians became wealthy because they figured out and lived by a simple set of rules for handling money. Powerful, timeless laws that, believe it or not, are just as relevant today as they were 6,000 years ago.
So let's get into it. I just love how the Babylonians talked about this stuff. They didn't say they were broke. They said they had a lean purse. And for this problem, they developed a series of cures, the absolute foundations for building wealth from the ground up.
The first cure, which comes from Arcad, the richest man in Babylon, is the absolute bedrock of the whole system. You can think of it as the single seed from which your entire financial tree is going to grow. The idea is simple. Start making your purse fatter, not leaner. And the math behind it? It's almost shockingly simple. For everything you earn, you take at least 10% and you put it aside. This isn't for bills, it's not for groceries, this part is for you. This is the famous principle of paying yourself first, before anyone else gets a dime.
This ancient quote just says it all perfectly. Live on 90% of your income. What the Babylonians discovered was that, kind of surprisingly, they could get by just as well on 9/10 as they could on the whole amount. That first 10% you save, that's the beginning of your fortune.
Okay, so saving that first 10% is a fantastic start. But what about the other 90%? Well, that brings us right to the second cure. You have to control your spending. And you do that by getting really honest about what you truly need versus what you simply want.
You know this feeling, right? We call it lifestyle inflation today. The moment you get a raise, your list of necessities just magically seems to expand with it. The Babylonian fix was a budget. A budget acts like a torch, shining a light on all the little leaks in your purse so you can plug them for good. So how does this turn into a real, actionable plan, especially if you're dealing with debt? Well, they had an answer for that too. It's called the DeBosser Plan. The rules are crystal clear. 10% is still for you, to build your wealth. 20% goes directly to paying off every single one of your debts, and you learn to live on the 70% that's left. It's a proven path to getting back in control.
All right, so you're saving, you're budgeting, you've built the foundation. But saving money is just the start. The next phase is all about building the engine of your wealth, making every single coin you save start working for you. And this is such a critical shift in mindset. Money that's just sitting there is, well, it's nice to look at, but it isn't doing anything. The real magic happens when you put that money to work. Your savings need to become like a little army of employees, all out there generating more income that flows right back into your purse. Let's see just how powerful this can be with a simple example. Imagine you start with just 10 silver pieces. Seems pretty small, right? But this is your seed. And after 50 years of letting that money work, reinvesting every bit it earns, that tiny seed of 10 silver pieces grows into 167. That is a nearly 17-fold return. This right here is the incredible, almost magical power of compounding.
Of course, as your treasure starts to grow, a whole new challenge pops up. You have to protect it. So the fourth cure is all about guarding your principal, that original sum you invested. Because a smaller, safe return is always better than risking it all on some get-rich-quick promise.
So how do you protect it? You learn to tell the difference between wise counsel and these alluring schemes. Arcad himself learned this the hard way. He lost his entire first year of savings by giving it to a brickmaker to go buy jewels. A brickmaker? What does a brickmaker know about jewels? The lesson is simple. Get advice from people who are experts with money, and stay away from businesses you don't really understand.
Okay, the final cures are all about taking your growing wealth and turning it into a permanent financial fortress, something that gives you and your family real security for the long, long haul.
And this fortress stands on three main pillars. The first is to own your own home, so you're building an asset instead of just paying rent. The second
is to plan for a future income, for the days when you can no longer work. And the third, and this one might be the most powerful of them all, is to constantly increase your own ability to earn.
Because this is the ultimate cure, isn't it? It recognizes that your greatest asset is, and always will be, you. By always learning, by mastering your craft, you are cultivating the power to create more income. The Babylonians believed your desire for wealth had to be strong, but your skills had to be even stronger. So to wrap all of this incredible wisdom up, the Babylonians boiled everything down into 5 simple, unforgettable laws. You can think of this as the ultimate cheat sheet for building wealth.
And here they are, the 5 laws of gold. 1. Always pay yourself at least 1/10 of what you make. 2. Make those savings work for you. 3. Only take advice from people with proven wisdom and experience. 4. Never invest in a business you don't fully understand. And 5. If something promises impossible earnings, run. The entire philosophy, right here in 5 timeless rules. The Babylonians believed that the goddess of good luck favors people of action. Procrastination is the enemy of opportunity. You now have the exact same timeless wisdom that built the wealthiest city in the ancient world. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it?